Thanks for watching the Confident Live Marketing Show with Ian Anderson Gray.
Make sure you subscribe at iag.me/podcast so you can continue to level up your impact, authority and profits through the power of live video.
And until next time,
Toodaloo.
Well, that's hilarious. That's great. I've played the outro at the beginning. But anyway, I'm here, Ian Anderson Gray here for episode 200, the 4th anniversary of the Confident Live Marketing Show. I was just joking with the guys, my special guests today, about the fact that I actually haven't gone live properly for a couple of months. And sometimes it's easy just to get out of practice. So there we go. That's what I blame. We've got Scott Smith watching on YouTube. Great to see you, Scott. Thank you for joining the celebration. We've also got Melissa watching on Facebook. We've got the Grammar Detective on YouTube as well. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, guys. Do share this out to everyone. Today's very exciting because I've got some special guests, and I've also going to be announcing a big giveaway. The last time I did this was was it like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago? I forget, for episode 200. So that's going to be great. Maiko is here also watching on YouTube, watching from Dallas in Texas. Great to see you. Well, I think it's time to bring in my first guest. I'm going to bring them all in. And it is the wonderful Actually, I've just realized I'm completely messing up today. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to bring in everyone because I've just realized I don't have all the scenes I should have. But I'm going to bring in Tonia. Tonia Miller is my wonderful assistant. I've also got Jeff Sieh, also from Texas. I've got Katie Fawkes from Ecamm. And I've got Katie Simpson from just down the road. Well, it's not just quite down the road, but in the UK as well. So let's bring them all in now. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Great to see you all. This is the cool thing, isn't it? When you go live and then you realize you don't have all the scenes set up. So I got a scene for each of you individually, a scene for all five, but then not one of me and each of you together. But anyway, no, never mind. It's all okay. It's all okay. So how are you doing, Tonia? How are you doing today?
Good. You know, I get a little nervous as your assistant when stuff like that happens. I think, oh no, I need to be helping more.
Well, yes, but then that comes down to delegation and me actually letting go, which you've been helping me with over the years.
You have let go a lot over the years, Ian.
Yeah.
You have made great progress there. I'm very impressed, 100%.
Well, thank you. How long have we been working together now for? Is it like 5 years? Something like that?
March was 5 years. Can you believe that?
That is mad.
Wow. Yeah.
So anyway, Tonia, why don't you introduce yourself to people who haven't come across you before? You've been on the show before. You're based in San Diego, but just tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Yes. Okay. So I'm Tonia, and like Ian said, I live in San Diego with my husband. We have one child left at home, my 15-year-old daughter. But there are 4 kids who are out of the house now. And I have been working as a virtual assistant for, 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. And I'm also a certified nutrition coach. And that's kind of where my passion is, these days, doing my virtual assistant work still. I'm not actually coaching anybody nutritionally at the moment, but I just love all things nutrition. So if you happen to be one of the very few people who follow me on social media, you'll see I mostly talk about working out and nutrition. But I excel in administration. And so that is where I use my gifts and my talents in supporting small business owners and entrepreneurs. And with Ian have helped him with his live show and his podcast over the last 4 years. And it's been fun. Like it's been an evolution to watch it from when it launched to where it's come around to now. it's fun to see how it changes, even if change makes me a little uncomfortable sometimes.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about change today because things have changed in the world of live streaming, and I'm going to actually ask everyone here, whether they like change or not. I kind of like it, and I kind of dislike it at the same time. But do follow Tonia on the socials. Is your main one? Would you say Instagram, or where would you say is your favorite place to be?
Yeah, my main social is going to be Instagram, and I technically have two. I have one for my fitness journey, and then I just have kind of my main one, which is a mix of just family, personal, fitness, and all of that. And that one is, drum roll, something like that, Tonia M. Miller. Very easy. So just Tonia M. Miller on Instagram. And I might post once or twice a week. Not a whole lot, but inspiration something just a little bit about health, fitness, nutrition, weight training.
Awesome. Well, I think live streaming could certainly be part of your journey there, I think. But
I think
we can maybe we could maybe talk about let's talk about that in the future. But speaking of fitness influencers, Jeff, tell us
exactly.
Tell us, just share a little bit about you for people who have not come across you before. You've been on the show quite a few times, and you were actually my first ever guest back in the day. So just tell us a little bit more about you.
And then it went downhill from there.
It went downhill from there, didn't it? It went straight up.
Straight up after. So yes, as a fitness influencer, I don't know. I used to lift weights, but they're so heavy, I stopped. So I'm Jeff Sieh, and they are really heavy. And yes, I started live streaming, back on, and I want to say it, Google Plus, back in the day, the Wild West of live streaming, back with Google Hangouts on air. I did a show, and Ian, you were on it. I know you were. The Manly Pinterest Tip Show is what we started, and that kind of kicked the ball rolling for everything. And I started doing that, and then started doing stuff for other people, remote producing, and did a lot of Social Media Examiner, where Tonia was there as well when we were there together at the same time. And then started my own show called Social Media News Live, which is on its third year now. Yeah, so it's been really fun, exciting, and Ecamm's a big part of that. So it's been an interesting journey, and I can't wait to talk about live video because there is so much stuff. I think it's on the brink of some really cool stuff.
Well, I'm really excited to hear about your thoughts on that, because I think there's a little bit of negativity about it. Some people are being negative about it, but I think the future
on the internet, no way.
No, of course not. Of course not. But
Never.
I agree. I think there's some really exciting stuff that's going to be around the corner, and we're going to be talking about the future of live video. And Katie the problem is we've got two Katies, and this is completely my fault, but you are my two favorite Katies, and I had to have you both on to celebrate with the 200th show. Katie, we've known each other for ages. I think we first met in person at Social Media Marketing World in San Diego, but you also came over to the UK. You were in the UK, end of October last year, for my workshop. Ecamm very kindly sponsored the lunch at the workshop, and then you were also there for Janet Murray's Courageous Content conference, which was awesome. So tell us a little bit more about about you and what you do these days, because you haven't always been a confident live streamer, have you?
No, I'm a reluctant live streamer. It's been a really fun couple of years. I am the director of marketing at Ecamm. We make a live streaming tool that we are using right now, and that many of you in the comments use, or at least know about. I joined the team in July 2019, and at that point, the concept of being on camera of any kind, especially live streaming, was absolutely horrifying, and I kind of forced myself / was forced to just keep doing it. And now I am on camera often, sometimes multiple times a day, definitely multiple times a week. I now also have my own personal video podcast that I do, in addition to a number of other live shows I do for Ecamm. And yeah, it's been a really fun ride, and I'm really enjoying it. And yeah, it's just I now feel like I spend most of my time with friends on camera, so it's a fun experience all the way around.
That's cool. I think what would you say has been the big influence or the big change that's allowed you to go from being maybe quite shy or not reluctant to be on camera to now where you feel a lot more comfortable? And you talked about, speaking with friends on camera. I love that. What changed for you?
Oh my gosh. Well, a couple things. The first was that I had to do it. I accepted the job. The job was to market a live streaming tool. So I would be a fraud if I didn't know how it felt. The second I would say is a credit to the Ecamm community, who we affectionately call the Ecamm fam. Doc Rock and a number of other people within the community just started showing up to all of my streams that we were doing in the comments and just started saying nice, encouraging things. So, having people in the chat telling you that you're doing a great job or saying that they're getting value out of the content that you're sharing and reminding you why you're doing it is hugely calming and helps you feel that level of confidence. So it's a huge credit to everyone that just showed up and shared my stuff and told me that I was doing a great job and told me that my camera quality looked great and that things were going well. It was all of those comments along the way that really helped kind of push me to continue going and push me to find my confidence and remind me why I was creating content in the first place. So if you don't have those people, find those people. If you need them, there are many of them in the Ecamm community that are often happy to show up and encourage you.
Definitely. I think the Ecamm community is one of the most encouraging places I've ever been. And I think that a big issue, I think, that so many of us do need encouragement and so many of us don't really get very much encouragement. So finding, the right people around you to encourage you, and not just to say lots of nice things all the time. I mean, we need to grow and we need to tweak things and stuff. So, but I think that's so important. I've just, before I go on to Katie Simpson, I just want to go through some comments. So Melissa is saying, lovely. Got Kaz here. Great to see you, Kaz. Hope you're doing well. Really enjoyed being on your podcast. Whenever was that, last year, I think? And Tim Heel saying, great to see Katie, and we all have the odd mishaps. Normally I go live without a live mic. Yeah, I think I've done that. Eden on LinkedIn loves Katie's blue hat. You got to love that. Absolutely. The wonderful Ian Cleary. Haven't seen you for ages, Ian. Hope you're doing well. Congrats on your 200th episode. Thank you so much. We've got Emily McHugh saying, hi, Katie, looking beautiful. Also, my other Katie, good to see you. And Grammar Detective, my own weekly live stream passed its 100th last month. Thank you for all inspiring me to begin into 2020. You've done some amazing jobs there. Well, I can see lots of other comments coming through. Do let us know if you're watching. Let us know where in the world you're watching from. And if you've got any questions for these wonderful guests today, please pop them in the comments. I'm also going to be sharing the giveaway very, very shortly. But Katie Simpson, you've been waiting very patiently. It's been lovely to see you here. Now,
thank you so much for having me.
Oh,
it's exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting to have you here. Now, I'm excited to have you on for many reasons. First of all, because you've become a really good friend. We met up down in your neck of the woods. When was it? Last year or the year before? Which was lovely. But you also won first prize in the last giveaway, which was awesome.
Yeah!
So I'd love to know. So tell us a little bit more about you. You've been on the show as a guest as well. But for people who don't know you, Katie, maybe introduce yourself and also tell us about how what it was like to win first prize last time.
Oh, wow. I never win anything, by the way. The only thing I've ever won, apart from that incredible prize, which changed my life, is I don't know whether you get these in the US, you probably don't, but Cadbury's chocolate buttons. They're like tiny little chocolates. And I won 3 little bags of chocolate buttons once, and I was so excited. I was quite young, but I still like chocolate buttons. That's the only thing I've ever won, apart from the wonderful prize. So yeah, I'm in the UK as well as Ian. I'm in the south of England, and he's up north, and yeah, so now, since my life has changed with winning Ian's prize, I was sort of getting into live streaming, and obviously started to watch his amazing and listen to his show, and really enjoying it and learning loads. But I was very newbie really to live streaming, and like Katie was saying, you know, I just absolutely adore it, because you just meet the most wonderful people. And I know that might sound strange to some people that you meet them. I mean, there's a group of us here, so we're sort of meeting each other virtually, just like on Zoom or something. But I don't mean that. I mean people watching you and writing things in the comments. It's just, I have made some of the best friends of my life by live streaming, and it's changed my life. It's changed my business life. It's, you know, helped with so many things. So because of winning Ian's wonderful giveaway, I now teach live video and podcasting to female entrepreneurs who may be like me. They've got loads of health issues, or maybe they've got ADHD and various struggles that we have in our lives, and they need to create content, but they can't like spend ages doing complicated setups and loads of different videos here and there, and trying to be everywhere and just burning out. So I love helping them go live and then into a podcast, and then be able to repurpose that and just get it down into a quite a tight, short workflow that isn't, you know, overwhelming. I just get overwhelmed extremely easily. And so yeah, that's what I love. I love helping people with. So
that's awesome.
me.
That's awesome. And it's been amazing to see how you have, like, you and your business has really grown and flourished over the last few years. It's awesome to see you across all the socials, all the channels, and all the stuff that you do. And if you notice a little bit of a singing tone in Katie's voice, that's because she also trains as a professional singer as well. So we've got a lot in common. Don't worry, we're not going to do a sing song. Jeff might give us a little tune later, but of course.
Jeff, fitness and music. Wow, you are well-rounded.
I know. I am. Actually, that's why I need fitness. I am very well-rounded. Like, literally.
And very witty. Very witty.
Exactly. So Marta McKenna is here. Love the lineup. Hello, everyone. And congratulations, Ian, on an amazing milestone. Second hour of Katie today. And Phil is here. Great to see you. Way to go, Ian. We've also got Emily from Florida. Melissa saying very empathetical. Love that word. And Eden saying popping in from Brooklyn today. So we've got awesome people watching. And I want to talk about the giveaway. So first of all, Katie, as in Katie from Ecamm, you have very kindly gifted a few things for the giveaway. So tell us a little bit, maybe a bit about, for people who don't know, I know you've already mentioned it a little bit, and we're using this technology today. This is Ecamm Live, the software that I'm using to bring in all these amazing guests, also allowing us to go live. Tell us a little bit more about one of the prizes, i.e. Ecamm Live.
So if you haven't done any live streaming or video production, Ecamm is a really, really easy way to go about it. So it is a full video production studio. So whether you're live streaming or you're recording videos, or you're just leveling up how your Zoom calls or MS Teams or Google Meet or whatever video conferencing app that you're in. It allows you to connect a ton of different cameras and webcams and devices in. You can connect multiple microphones. You can build out what we call scenes. So they allow you to really think through and plan out and storyboard your content in advance. You can bring on interview guests. You can add little graphics like you see up in this corner over here, the Confident Live Marketing graphics. So you can really, if you can think it, you can create it in the world of video using Ecamm, and we try to make it as easy and as fully customizable as possible. So it's a really fun tool. And I should say, actually, if you have been live streaming and creating video, that's okay. You can still be an Ecamm customer. You'll probably even find it even easier because you probably have been using much more complicated software. So so that's what it does. Yeah. And we're super thrilled to be contributing to the giveaway because I do think that being able to create content, especially in the video space, is what will help many people, grow their business and amplify their reach and just be able to get out there in front of more people. So it's a pretty powerful technology, and it's really amazing that we all have access to it these days.
It is amazing. And as you said, it's not just for live streaming. So you might not be necessarily wanting to do any live streaming. You might just want to record, create pre-recorded videos. I know Jeff and I think you do this, Jeff, create videos for Amazon videos and things like that. So I mean, it's great for that. And also this is also a podcast. So it gives you the ability to save in audio format as well, and different audio tracks with the professional version. With the pro version, you can even, for this one, I'll have a different track for each one of you, which makes it a lot easier to strip out sounds and things like that. So thanks for that, Katie. It's awesome. Yeah. And there's also going to be some swag as well, some Ecamm swag that you'll be able to get as well. So, Jeff, you have very kindly donated some of your time, haven't you? Which is very kind.
Can I take it back? Can I take it back?
Yeah, I thought you'd do that. You changed it.
No, yeah.
So,
what am I? So I am offering some consulting if you'd like to, if you're like, oh, I won Ecamm. I want to also, really figure out how it works. So you can call me because I've done it for a long time. I can help you guys with that. I can help you with podcasting. I do a lot of podcasts for people as well as my own. So if you have questions about podcasting, anything visually related, I can probably help you do. So I'm excited to give that because I enjoy, that's like Katie was saying, meeting people. This is so cool about live video, doing a show each week, being consistent for like Ian's done for these how many years now? What was it?
Yeah, 4 years.
4 years. 4 years. People show up in your comments, and then you start, you have these relationships, and being able to do that and meet people is just amazing. And so I am preaching. I'm an evangelist for live video because of how it just connects people. And like the other Katie was saying, it's the technology. This is like you have a studio in your pocket that when I first started doing video, those many moons ago, I would have killed for. And being able to do this worldwide, it just opens up the boundaries of your business. Ecamm is what makes it possible. I mean, I've talked to, they finally released the individual video tracks. Like, so when Ian's done, he will not only have audio tracks with the pro version he gets with Max Silicone, you're able to have separate video tracks, which is amazing for repurposing, which I love so much and I do all the time. And so you mentioned Amazon Video. In fact, when I shoot my reviews for Amazon, I have my top-down camera, which is just my iPhone. You just plug in your iPhone to Ecamm and have another camera. And then my front camera, they record separately. So it's really easy for me to repurpose that content for doing vertical videos if I need to do that for an Amazon, their new Inspire thing, or if I want to do the regular ones for YouTube. I have options because of Ecamm, and it's just amazing. So any of those questions I can help you with, I'm here for you. So hope you win. Not Ian, anybody else.
Yeah, it's funny. Like my son Timothy was like, because I mentioned, I'm not going to mention it yet, but there is one particular prize that he really wants. And he said, "Can I join? Can I go into the giveaway?" I said, "No, you can't."
It's me, right? And so I'm like,
oh dear, right. Tim Heel is watching on YouTube. Katie, so this is Katie Simpson, I assume, is going to help me with a tuneless quiet live online soon. So that's exciting. Ooh. And Eric is watching on YouTube from the UK. So great to see you. Tonia, so you have helped me so much over the years, particularly with the behind the scenes stuff, helping me be organized. And one of the prizes in the giveaway is the toolkit. It's the Confident Life Toolkit. So with this, it's a course that I've put together, but there's a lot of resources. There's the run of show, there's the episode list. Tell us a little bit more about what you do behind the scenes in creating this show, because a lot of what you do, some of the resources that you've developed and that we developed together is in this toolkit. So I'd love to, if you to share a little bit about what you do behind the scenes, just to put you on the spot.
Well, I thought you were going to ask me to talk about everything in the toolkit. And I'm like, you did not prepare me for that.
No.
Scared.
Hold while I pull up the list.
Ooh, hold on real quick. I know where to find it. So I am definitely the behind the scenes guru, which is why I do not yet have my own live show or podcast. While I've thought about it often over the years, I excel behind the scenes. And so we use a lot of different tools, actually. We use a lot of Google Sheets, which help us to keep shows organized and gives me information, show name, show date, when is the live show, when is the podcast. And that just really helps with scheduling and keeping everything running. We use Asana as just a overall general project management tool to manage each episode, each live, each podcast. We use obviously all the different tools to actually go live and turn that live into a podcast. And there's a lot of those, Restream, Captivate, Descript. I know I'm going to be missing some Adobe Express. We've used Canva in the past. And so it's really like from a behind the scenes standpoint, I would say for me personally, if you've ever seen me talk with Ian live, I'm a big Asana fan. Asana has really helped me to be able to manage the whole process behind the scenes, to take the information that Ian gives and input it into a process, but then also it prompts me to go to whatever other tools I need to utilize to actually create the live show and the podcast and images and transcripts and all the different things that we do to make the show happen every week, whether it's a live show or a pre-recorded show, which is what we've been doing lately. There's always tools there that just really help make that process run smoothly.
Yeah, there's so much that you can do, but sometimes it can feel a bit overwhelming. So in the toolkit, you'll have all of those things to help you, whether you use Asana or whatever project management or to-do software. It'll be there to help you. Yes. And it's been really cool to kind of grow this and develop this over the years. I know that Tonia, you've been really influential and just coming up with ideas on how to structure this and how to improve it. So we've had 4 years basically to get this up to where it is now. So
yes,
thank you. So Emily is reminding me we are half an hour in, and I think it is time to talk about the giveaway. So what do we have to do to win? So I'm going to go. I know the Grammar Detective is asking a really cool question, and we will get back to that. I'm going to talk about we're going to talk about the future of live streaming. He's asking a question about monetization, and I think that's a great question. So we can definitely talk about that as well. But it is time to talk about the giveaway, and you can find it here at confident.live/giveaway. Confident.live/giveaway is where it is. And let's go through the prizes. So what you need to do to enter is just to go there, and it's all about points. So you can, if you leave a review on the podcast, if you log in via YouTube, if you subscribe to my newsletter, you get points for all of those things. And then at the end of this month, so this giveaway, you've got the next 20 odd days to do this and to spread the word. And then at the end of this month, I will announce the prizes. So we're doing it a little bit differently from last time. I'm not going to be announcing the winners today. but you've got a bit of time to do it. So let's go through the prizes here. So I'm very, very over the moon that we've got some wonderful prizes. We've got Heil, again, have come up with trumps, and Katie Simpson was very excited about this. She won a Heil PR40 last time, which is the microphone that I use. And I think, Jeff, you use, do you still use a Heil PR40?
Yeah, it's right. That's what I'm talking into right now.
That's what, yes. And it gives you that nice radio voice. So this time, though, so last time it was a special edition black. This time, Michelle from Heil says you can pick your own color. So you've got choice. Ooh. So this is a professional microphone. It's the microphone that I've been using for many, many years. Jeff uses too. You also get the Confident Live toolkit. And this is the VIP edition. So with this, you get the launcher course, which goes through how you launch your live show or your podcast. But also with that, you get loads of resources. You get all the run of show templates and all that kind of stuff. And you also get 90 minutes free consultation with me where you can pick my brain and I can help you with anything to do with podcasting, live streaming, social media, marketing, whatever it is, we can talk about it in those 90 minutes. My good friends at Agora Pulse have given us amazing prize. It's the Agora Pulse Advanced. So it's one of their higher end plans. And this is a social media management tool. It's the one I've been using back. I think the first time I used it was 2014. So we're getting on to 10 years. It's my favorite social media management tool. That's awesome. We've talked about Ecamm Live a lot. You get the Pro edition of Ecamm Live for 12 months. This is a Mac-only tool. It has changed my content creation, my visual content creation. It is awesome. You also get the professional edition of Restream. So if you're wanting, you can actually connect Ecamm with Restream, or you can just use Restream as a web-based platform as well for live streaming. Allows you to multi-stream to lots of different platforms. You can also use Restream Pairs, which allows you to then broadcast your live stream to your guests' channels as well. You get a $50 gift card to spend at the Ecamm Live merch store. Jeff has mentioned that very kindly given 30 minutes free consultation with him where you can pick his brain. You get a free Agora Pulse t-shirt and you get a t-shirt. First of all, you get the most amazing marketing book ever, which it is. It is the most amazing marketing book ever, but that's actually called that. And this is Mark Schaefer's new book where 36 authors have contributed. I wrote the chapter on live streaming, and you also get a free Confident Live Streamer t-shirt as well. So how about that? That's the first prize. I'll go through the second prize in a minute, but that's pretty exciting, guys, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Right. That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so, that's a great prize.
It is very
I'm glad
exciting.
I'm listed before the t-shirt. That makes me feel good. So
I know I should have put you at the top, Jeff. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I know where I stand with you. That's okay. I'm with laundry. I'm pretty much laundry. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Well, anyway, Kaz, at least, he says impressive prizes. And Juliet Stapleton is here. OMG, 4 years. I can't believe it. Sounds awesome. And also says Ecamm rocks as well, which we agree with, which is awesome. Yeah, stop discriminating, Jeff C. I'm not sure whether that's telling you off or telling me off. I don't know. And Kaz is saying loads of prizes in have you been calling in favors. It's just because everyone loves me. What can I say? You know, it's so. I'm gonna go over to Jeff first to ask this question that I've lost the question now. Where's it gone? So Paul, Grammar Detective, is asking, before we talk about the future, I know you've been thinking about this a lot in terms of monetization. He's asking, could you please discuss ways to monetize a live show? And I know there's different ways. What would your recommendations be, or your thoughts on this be?
I mean, I think it's almost impossible in today's age to monetize right off the bat unless, you've done something before. It's mostly when you want to get your audience, like who are you talking to, why are you talking to them, and actually talk to them and find out what they need. I think If I had to do it all over again, I would probably start and, offer. I did not advertise my services soon enough. I think what I would do is, like, right off the bat, if I was launching a live show and I wanted to monetize, even I would start with, like, hey, just sign up for my list. That's, you want to have some sort of call to action. I see a lot of live streamers when they first start out don't have any of that. Like, at least start building your email list. And if you have a course or if you have something like that, that's great. I would start doing that. That would probably be the easiest way to do it. Affiliate marketing is really easy to do as well. If you have a product that you really, really like and love, Ian mentioned Agora Pulse. They're great. Ecamm. I loved them before they sponsored the show. I mean, I was a big fan, and I would talk to them and see them at conferences and stuff, and I loved it. And so that developed into something that worked out for both of us. So that's kind of the affiliate marketing. But you can even go to, like, what is it, Share a Sale, some of those commission junctions, some of those places, and find products that you really believe in. And even I know a lot of podcasters start out with Audible. That's a great way to start. A lot of people do that. You can sign up and push out Audible if you're doing a podcast. So, but make sure it's something you believe in, like, that you really like and that you really use, because people they have a good sniff detector. They can kind of tell when you're selling something, that you're not really using. So that's my advice.
I think that's great advice, and I know this for Paul. You've got a great channel already, but I think particularly for people who are starting off, grow your community. And I'm going to talk to Katie Fawkes in a minute about that, because community is so important. I remember when I started blogging, so this is about 11, 12 years ago. I had no thought about monetizing. I just wrote about what I was passionate about. I just went into loads of details, and I kind of built my community from there. And because people liked my content, they started to trust me and come back. And it was at that point that I started to think, oh, well, maybe I can monetize this. And I was probably a little bit too slow with that, to be honest. But I think focus on the community first. It's probably not the answer that everyone wants, but that definitely helps. Katie, what's Katie, as in Ecamm Katie? What are your thoughts on monetization, and particularly when it comes to community? Because I know things work slightly differently at Ecamm, but what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think many people start a live show or a podcast thinking that they're going to get, huge sponsors and they're going to make a ton of money off of it and be able to quit their day job as a result of it. I think the reality is that it's hard work. It takes a lot of time, and I think the most successful people are those who are able to really think through why they're doing it and what the benefit is for your audience and for your community. And if you are using it, which I think is the smartest move, if you're using it as a marketing vehicle rather than thinking of something that you are going to build solely to monetize, I think that's where you're going to be the most successful. So, like Jeff said, or like many people have said, really just creating helpful, relevant content that benefits your audience. The more you're doing that, and and letting people know what other services you offer, the more you are building that trust, and you're able to really convince people that your other products that you have or the other services that you do are valuable. I think you're able to upsell a lot of other things along the side, rather than only thinking about sponsorship or ways to actually monetize the show itself. And I mean, I would say live streaming also has a couple of different options that don't exist in other formats. So, if you do build a popular enough show, you can do things like, memberships, or super chats, or things like that, where, if you build a really fantastic community and a really great audience base, being able to upsell them on different things, whether that's a Patreon or, a YouTube membership, or just, a super chat focused stream. I think you have to build it first, and you have to really make it valuable for people to want to come to and to want to be a part of. That's beyond the kind of base. People expect to get a lot of this content for free, so you really have to be able to offer something above and beyond that.
Yeah, and I think things are getting a little bit harder because there are so many more creators out there, so many more influencers out there. But yeah, absolutely, the community is so important. And I think it's also important to think like a consumer or think like your audience, because like how many of us want to watch a live stream full of ads?
Yeah,
It's just not. It's
exactly,
not exciting.
yeah.
You know, I mean, if it's relevant, like I know, you know, with Jeff's show, you do a segment about Ecamm each week, but it's relevant to your audience and it's a software that you really love. And we know that, you know, if you started talking about something that was completely random and something you don't particularly like, there would be
Fitness
some
equipment. Fitness
Yeah.
equipment. Yeah, you know something would be up.
Jeff's fitness equipment.
Right.
I think it could be a new thing. Definitely.
Yeah.
Jeff, we're going to have to talk. I can help.
Exactly. You could get Tonia can sponsor have a sponsor segment.
It's a crime
You
for
can do that
help.
for free.
You gotta help
You can do that for free, can't you? Katie. So, what are your thoughts on this? You know, in terms of like monetization, do you think, you know, would you agree that it's not a good idea to directly do that, or what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so it's a great conversation so far about this. I just love diving into this. So the first thing I'd recommend everybody to do is, I'm not getting paid for doing this, by the way, but subscribe to or like Ian's podcast, The Confident Live Marketing Show. And there's loads of help to get you started and get confident on live video. And I think during the C word, lots of people were going live, which was fantastic. It was a big boom in people going live and using their phone, going live natively on their phone, or using the native apps going live on their computers. And that's really, really good. And it gets your confidence up and it gets you building an audience. It gets you to start, if you're new to business, online business, and you're trying to work out what you're going to do, it helps you to get there with a community with you. And then, like Jeff said, just having a call to action. It doesn't have to be like any major big scary thing or whatever. You could just say, you know, if you'd like to chat about this, please DM me, or, you know, whatever it is, but be focused on what you're be intentional about what you're doing. And even if you're still new and you're not quite sure where you're going with your business, it's still a really good idea to just start chatting with people, start getting email lists, and using your content, being intentional. So once you've got your confidence levels up and you're building a community and they're loving watching you, I really recommend that you try and push yourself that little bit. There's that book, isn't there, Atomic Habits, that everyone talks about, and James Clear says about, you know, get 1% better each time. And we were just talking before we went live about how there are some extremely successful people, but they're really pulling themselves down with the quality of their content, and that's such a shame, because it sets a bit of a bad impression. You know, you make an impression with the way you look and sound very, very quickly, miles before your content. I can't remember, it's like in microseconds or something, people will start getting to think, is this person trustworthy? Is this person somebody that I'm going to look up to and follow and whatever? So I'd really recommend that you use something like Ecamm and learn just how to use it simply to start with, without all the bells and whistles first, just 1% better, and just start improving the way you look. Get some branding going. You know, you really, really will stand out from the crowd. You don't have to spend a whole ton of money. It's not really, really complicated. And just that starts building your authority, even if, you know, you're not sure what you're saying, you haven't got a particular show flow, as it were. You know, maybe it's a bit still a bit haphazard what you're doing, but it will just really start to level you up. So there's loads of things that you can do to grow yourself, to grow, your authority and influence with people, and people will start to take notice what you're looking like, and they will start to think, maybe I should listen to this person. So I think the way things are presented is really mega, and you can get by with just it being completely basic like most people are doing, but you could so easily make yourself look like the CEO that you are or you're going to be.
Yeah,
So
I love that. I think there's so much content out there, isn't there? People doing the doom scrolling on Facebook and YouTube, and if you can kind of pop out there and look a little different, people are going to click on you, hopefully, more likely than if you look boring. So we don't want that. Thanks, Katie. So I can see Kaz is saying, I love the idea of Ecamm free for 12 months. Maybe now you can just convince Apple to throw in a Mac as well. Well, the good news is Macs are loads cheaper. I mean, back in my day, but how long ago was this? 2016 is when I bought my first Mac. It was thousands. But now you can buy a Mac Mini, an M1 Mac Mini for, I don't know,
$600. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So, and Ecamm runs like a dream on, I've got an M1 Mac Mini. So, and
Me too.
it's working great.
I went out and got
EVP,
the new studio. Oh, I went out and got the new studio because I wanted that separate stream that I talked about earlier. So bad. It was like the next day when they announced, like, you have to have Max looking. I was like, I'm getting it. Bye. See ya. So.
Well, good news is that they're always updating too. So I mean, even yesterday they announced a whole bunch of new stuff coming out, which means everyone then in the geeky world will all sell their existing ones to pay for the new ones. So now's a good time to get the 2 years old computers and get up and running.
Top tip: just don't watch any of the Mac, the Apple addresses. If you do, you're going to be a very poor person. Got somebody watching on Facebook, looking good all, and Paul says, great insights, thank you. Yes, community first. Can anyone recommend a community software platform? Oh, I don't even know where to start. Go on. Go on then.
So this is controversial, but everyone's like, oh, go to Circle, do Facebook groups, da-da-da. I'm telling you, I had Keely on my show, and she talked about Discord, and I was a born thing, and I know Ecamm's community is on Discord. People are like, oh, I don't want to do a new software program. We didn't know how to use Facebook when it first came out, and the youngins are all on it, and it's got a gazillion users. Everybody knows how to do it. Who's coming up in in the world today, and it's just amazing, and it's free. And it's so adopted everywhere. That's my advice. Discord is the way to go.
I would agree.
Good point. Yeah, and Katie, you've obviously got the big community of Ecamm on Discord as well.
Yeah, I mean, so Ecamm exists on. We have a Facebook group which we've had for since Ecamm Live started, and that certainly have the bigger numbers because everyone knows what Facebook is, and I think have that level of confidence in it. But our Discord community is growing really, really quickly. And I tell you, as someone who was like, no, I don't want to make a change. It is just so easy to use and offers so many more features and opportunities to really be able to build an effective community. So it is a really great space. And like Jeff said, it's free. So it's really easy to get started, even if you don't have any budget to invest. So yeah, I would speak highly of it.
Yep.
Awesome. Right. Well, I think it's time to look at the second and third prizes. Just a quick look through those. So second prize, you get the Confident Live Toolkit. You get 30 minutes free consultation with me. You also get Ecamm Live Pro 12 months as well. A Restream Professional for 12 months, a $50 gift card to spend at the Ecamm store, a free Agora Pulse t-shirt, and you also get the most amazing marketing book ever and a t-shirt as well. And then third prize, you get the Confident Live Toolkit, $50 gift card to spend at Ecamm, the book again, and a t-shirt. And then there are 5 runner-up prizes. So each of you will win a Confident Live Toolkit. Actually, there isn't the $50 that I need to take that off, Katie. I've just realised. It's only for the first 3. I need to quickly take that off. I mean, you're very generous, but that might be a bit too generous. And then you get the Kindle version of The Most Amazing Marketing Book Ever as well. So in order to enter, you can do any of the following things, like subscribe on Apple Podcast, write a review, retweet, comment, sign up for my newsletter, and you'll get those points that way. So just a reminder on the link for that. It is confident.live/giveaway. That's confident.live/giveaway. So keep the comments coming. Chris Stone is here. Great to see you, Chris. Saw you over a year ago in sunny Orlando, which is great. Melissa's saying Apple costs thousands. Well, yeah, unless you get an M1 Mac Mini, it's not too bad. Yeah. So I want to talk about the future of live streaming and what you think this is. So Tonia, I know you don't spend a huge. This is not something that you do. You're not at the in front of the camera so much with this. So this might not be something that you've thought about much. But I'm just interested from the background in all the stuff that you're doing. What are your thoughts in terms of ideas that would help you, or what have you seen anything that you think might be the future here?
I think if I had a tip for live streaming, it's go where your audience is. Make sure that you're streaming in the right places. So I am on Facebook. I mostly post to Instagram, and then my Instagram posts to my Facebook. And because I'm on Instagram a lot, for me personally, I see a lot of Instagram lives. And one of the unfortunate things about Instagram is you can't use the software, I don't think, to actually stream to Instagram. And that's really unfortunate. Now, so anybody can correct me if I'm wrong. I know that was the case. And that's a huge downfall on Instagram's part. But go where your audience is. And if it's Facebook, then you need to be streaming to Facebook. If it's LinkedIn, and you got to know where you're going to have that biggest impact in live streaming. So I think that's the thing that I would say I'm most confident in saying about live streaming. As far as where it's going in the future, personally, I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. Because it is an avenue that people are using to build their community, to reach their audiences, to share their messages. And it's a lot easier for so many people to watch the live stream, to listen, versus having to read a blog post. And I think that's one of the beauties of it, is not everybody's a voracious reader like I am. A lot of people want to audibly hear. They want to listen. They want to watch. They don't want to just read about something. And so I don't think that medium of sharing our messages, sharing our passions, sharing whatever the gift is that we have to share with the world, I don't see that going away.
I think you're right. And it's interesting to see where things are going. Focusing on where you should, where your audience is so important. And the Instagram thing is interesting. So they have released, there is a way to now broadcast from your desktop using software, but it's not for everyone. So I certainly don't have the access. The Instagram gods need to shower blessings upon you. And I haven't been blessed by Instagram. So I don't know if anyone else here has been given, what's that? Oh, look. Yeah, but you've got it, have you? You've got the Instagram dashboard thing. Oh, well, there you go. How about you, Katie?
Jeff has the stamp of approval.
I don't have it personally yet, and I don't think that the Ecamm Instagram does either, but certainly we have people on the platform who are using Ecamm to stream to Instagram, but they have been really slow in rolling it out, and it seems as though the way to get faster access to it is just to be live streaming a lot on Instagram. So they are watching kind of how often you're doing and what you're doing it.
which seems kind of weird because like if you're live streaming a lot on Instagram, you're doing it from your phone. But the people that want to do it from the desktop are probably not going to be doing it so much. But I don't know. What do I know about it?
Yeah.
What do I know?
Yeah. It is a big
Jeff, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, on the future of live streaming, and things have changed a lot, haven't they? Over the well, go on.
So I am so excited. I mean, okay, this is the thing. I think if the biggest thing is happening right now since I read some articles since the Industrial Revolution with AI. Everybody's talking about AI. It's a big deal. There's two sides of it. People are really, divided on if it's going to be good or bad. Skynet, they're going to kill us all, kind of a thing. But I think it's great for live video because I believe that it's going to cause people you're going to look at a blog article and you're going to go, is that really Ian or is that his AI? I don't know. And so I think for companies, it's going to be more and more important to be doing live video because people can see your face. You can interact with people. I don't think it's even close to becoming where I can pull up questions from the audience and ask them. They know my inside jokes, the whole thing about fitness that we were going back and forth about. The AI can't do that right now. And a lot of people are scared of it, but, things are changing. Things have always been changing. You don't see many blacksmiths on street corners anymore, shoeing horses. They had to change or they went out of business. So, I mean, you've got to learn to embrace change. Like, I don't like change. Like, I want my Saturday morning cartoons back. I do. I don't like change, that we don't have that anymore. You don't like change, but you have to embrace it. It's kind of like you're at a family reunion and, the aunt with the soggy mustache comes and tries to kiss you. Listen, you want to stay away from that thing, but you still need to give your aunt a hug. So you don't have to like change. You just have to embrace it. And so live video for me is an amazing thing that lets me connect with people. And with kind of, people aren't trusting anymore. There's an epidemic of loneliness. I think live video solves a lot of that problem. So I'm really excited for it. And if you're a marketer, I know this is a scary time, especially if you're a copywriter and all that stuff, lean into video. I just think that's where that's where people are going to connect. And instead of running away from it, I would embrace it. So that's my thoughts and advice.
Yeah, so right. And of course, like if you start the content with video, you can easily repurpose it into audio and into writing as well. Because I think it's interesting, like Tonia, you said you love to read. And I love to read, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm not in the right situation to do that. Driving a car while reading is probably not the best idea. So like being able to listen to it on a podcast.
Unless you have a self-driving Tesla or something.
Well, there we
Just
go.
kidding. Totally kidding. Totally.
We can dream. But yeah, so Jeff, that's interesting. I that's one of the things I've been thinking about a lot with AI, and we are starting to get AI, characters. So it's probably not going to be too long before we can get a really realistic avatar of ourselves that looks and sounds like us. We're almost there. It's not. It's not quite.
It's still weird. It's still
weird. But we might get it soon. But I think having live where people know it is actually you and can interact with you, I think it's going to be really important. But this is not what I think. But I've heard some people say when it comes to writing, like I put at the top of my blog posts, this has been written by a real human being. It's not AI. I use AI to kind of to help with some of the ideas, but the final thing is me. And there's quite a few people. There's maybe about 3 or 4 people on Facebook said, Ian, I don't really care as long as I get the information that I want. I don't really care whether it's AI or not. So, what would be your kind of view on that, Jeff? How much does it actually matter?
I use it. I mean, there's stuff that my podcast is growing because of AI, because I hated writing show notes, right? I hated it. And I can do it and the problem is like, I read an article about this the other day, is that people are losing their jobs because of AI. Like this one copywriter, she was kind of just started. She's actually going back now to learn air conditioning repair and being a plumber, because trades, this is going to be great for trades. I really believe that. But I think the thing is companies are going to be like, AI it's not as good as having somebody be on staff, but I don't have to pay a person. I'm okay with that mediocrity. And I think that's really what's going to happen. And like to your point, Ian, they don't care as long as they're getting the information. And that, again, is why live video is so important. Is yes, you can spit out information like a Google results or whatever, but to connect with people, to understand like this is the guy I'm going to hire for consulting, or this is the guy who's going to take my marketing and do all this stuff. And, you know, I know him, I see him. He's got a weird looking beard. Things are flying out of. I don't, you know, he looks weird, but I like the way he talks, you know. That is going to be huge for companies. And I know a lot of people don't like video. I know, Ian, that you've talked to, you know, with your Confident Live, you know, a lot of people struggle with that. It's going to be one of those skills that we're going to have to learn, like typing, like keyboarding, like we had to learn in school, because that is going to be the way that we're going to connect. You know, I cannot connect with you when I see you on video, and I can ask a question. Like I can go, oh, you know, somebody, Tim Heel said, ta-ta for now. Well, see you, Tim. I can't do that. You know, they can't. And so I just think it's more and more important that connection that we get with live video is going to be huge for businesses.
I think that's and look, like AI could do that, but it would be weird and it would be so inauthentic and it just wouldn't work. So I completely agree. I think that's what I'm excited about AI, but I think we can embrace it, I think it should give us the confidence, see what I did there, to move forwards with putting ourselves forwards onto live video. And as Chris Stone says, AI can't have a Google Plus drinking game on social media news live.
See, that's an inside joke, because he watches my show and we talk about this, that AI could never do. And I mean, this is being serious. This is a connection point that I have with Chris, and that's on a whole different show. And I showed it to my channel, and he came by and stopped by because of the connection we have from live video. I mean, you can't do that with AI. AI can't build relationships.
No,
it just can't.
It certainly can't, and it can't create your beard either. So Emily is saying, "I love your curl-tipped mustache, Jeff. Keep it 100%. Absolutely. People love it." So Katie from Ecamm, what are your thoughts on the future of live? And you know, people have been struggling over the last couple of years, and this transition from, we won't use the word, but like, what is the future? We had a lot of live video happening over the last few years, and then it's kind of dipped, and I think it's growing, but like, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an equalizer, to be honest with you. I think, you know, we've all kind of been struggling over the last few years to figure out how to create more content with less people and less time, and we're managing tons of different things at once, and now we have all these AI tools that are coming in and solving a lot of problems, but also creating a lot of new problems. I think live video makes it easy and affordable for virtually anyone to build an audience really quickly. So, you know, gone are the days where you need like a huge, you know, $1 million studio. You don't need to hire like a huge videography team to be able to get your message out there to people. You don't need to be a marketing professional. You don't even really need to have like the newest and best equipment or the most expensive anything. You need to understand who your audience is and the content that you're sharing. And if you start with live video, as you were saying, Ian, and I pretty sure I learned this from you, but you can really create a very effective workflow where you are able to create content in the forms that matter to people in the places where they consume it, right? So I do 2 podcasts a week, one personal, one for work, and I live stream them both. I entertain a live audience on both. I have then the replay video that goes out, you know, across YouTube and other channels. I'm able to trim it up really quickly and easily, share video clips across all the social platforms. The audio goes out to the podcast platforms, out through Captivate, through, you know, to all the different places where people consume audio. That whole process, it takes me maybe 2 hours a week to be able to do that. And, you know, and on the personal side, I'm doing that for not very much money at all. And I'm able to connect with friends and build an audience and have a lot of fun along the way. So I think it makes it really accessible and really available to a lot of people that it never used to be able to do this kind of thing before. So if you can get past the scary and the lack of confidence and the kind of, I don't know if I can do this thing, it's quick and easy to be able to create all different kinds of content for all different kinds of people.
Totally agree. I think we're almost. I think we would just take it for granted how amazing this is. If we went back 200 years, people would think this is magic. What we're doing,
Yeah.
The ability to speak with people across the globe live and broadcast it live around the world. It is completely magic. It really is. So I think we should treat it like that with the respect it deserves. So, Katie Simpson, what are your thoughts of the future of live streaming?
Yeah, so like Tonia says, it's not going anywhere, and I think it's just on the ascendant, really. It's changed, and I'm sure it will continue to change. But it's amazing, and like you're all saying, you can really show yourself. And I think another major part of it is telling stories as well, connecting with people on quite a deep level and an emotional level. And that can be just a little jokey story about, oh dear, you never guess what, but I just dropped this and this, whatever, to how you started your business and the struggles you had, all sorts. It can be very, very simple things. And I don't think that AI, even if it manages to look like us sitting there talking to the audience, I really don't think that will be able to copy that sort of thing. And the other thing that we absolutely love, we all love this about live, is, when we have a laugh because something goes wrong. That's a good thing. And that is real connection. It's being real human to human. And so I think I absolutely adore repurposing. As Katie was saying, you can get a workflow down, and you can quite easily now, using AI and different tools, get quite a short workflow down so that you can attract people who are, maybe they're very successful and they're very busy, so they just listen to podcasts. Maybe there's somebody who loves reading, so they can read your blogs. And I would personally recommend that you have your live show that your blog was about, based on what your live show was, or your podcast just at the top or the bottom, so that they can see you there and connect with you as a human more. And then that helps with that whole is this a bot or is this actually a person thing. So repurposing, but also really focusing on building a community, building that human connection. So even though we can now go live using Ecamm itself or using Restream, we can go live in lots of different places at once, which is fantastic. Think about your communities that you're building in those individual places as well, because I think that is going to be really interesting. It's interesting to see what's going on in YouTube at the moment. YouTube isn't still sort of focusing on lives at the minute. It's putting more focus into its short videos and what it's doing with podcasting, which is very interesting at the moment. But I just wonder whether they're going to start doing more stuff with lives, and what the way that they're using them at the moment is to build the community. So you have your repurposed videos there as your mainstay of your YouTube content, but you also connect with your communities on live video. So yeah, it is going to be even more mega and more important, as you've all just been saying. But there is a way to do it. You need to build your confidence up first. You need to try things, get a little bit better each time, but then actually be purposeful about what you're giving out and why. And another little thing is that Ecamm had brought out about a month ago, I think, this really cool AI feature, which I absolutely adore. You type in, you schedule your live video and you type in what your title might be. And then it gives you loads of different AI, using AI, loads of different ideas for really cool titles that are always miles better than what I've just created. And I think they use emojis as well, which is really nice. So yeah, getting a good title is really, really helpful too, and scheduling it. So yeah, use live video and start with live video and then go everywhere with podcasts and blogs and shorts and woohoo.
Absolutely, definitely. And like short, everyone keeps going on about shorts, but as you were saying, Katie, you know, there are other things on YouTube that would be focusing on the, you know, with the lives, but also longer form content. Longer form content has never been more popular. People watching and listening to podcasts and shows that are like 2 hours long. Now, I've just realized the time. So like, if any of you need to go, let me know. If you just need to pop off, that's absolutely fine. But I just want to, Emily has this great question. So if those of you who are staying would be able to answer this one, it would be great. Which is, can you share tips on how to attract viewers to the wonderful lives? So we'll answer this question. I'll just share a little bit on the giveaway again, and that'll be it for today, because I'm trying to be conscious of time. And who wants to go into this one? How do we attract viewers to our lives? They'll all talk at once.
I have to pop off in a couple of minutes, but I can speak quickly and then pop off. If that's
then you can pop off.
Awesome, thank you. Sorry, everyone. I have kids at home to grab, but yeah, it takes time, unfortunately, which no one wants to hear as an answer. But it is not something that happens immediately, and it takes time and it takes consistency to show up week after week, or whatever the cadence of your lives are. So you need to schedule them. You need to let people know, ideally by email as well as social posts. And then you need to just show up consistently and, you know, celebrate when people are there, answer their questions, and spend time, as Ian is doing in this episode, you know, engaging with the comments and chatting with people as they're live. And letting people know how they can help, how they can share your live streams or information out with other people, and what the benefits are of doing that. That's how you're going to get, you know, a bigger audience, and it's going to start really small / with no one, or just your mom or best friend or partner, whoever it is, and it'll grow from there. But I mean, I was amazed. I do a lot of content now for Ecamm, and as I said, I started a personal podcast with my best friend. We're, I think, 15 episodes in, so it hasn't been all that long. And we were like, no one's going to come because it's just us, and we're doing a really simple show. And people from Ecamm come over, because I've shared about it on my social, and they see it and they pop over. And people who have discovered it just through YouTube, because YouTube is spending more time paying attention to podcasts. So being consistent and showing up, and also letting people know, even if you're, think no one will care, or that, that audience isn't going to care about that topic, you'd be surprised. So building a consistent plan and just showing up, I think is the slow and steady approach to gaining an audience.
Thank you, Katie. That's really awesome. Well, I will let you go and go to your kids. But it's been so lovely to see you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you as well. Congratulations, Ian, and bye, everyone.
Thanks, Katie.
Bye.
Awesome. Right. Well, just before we finished, Jeff, do you have any thoughts on that?
I thought she would never leave. Yes. So
I'm going to boot you
I will
off
say
next.
my thoughts. That's right. No, I love Katie. She's coming on my show a couple of weeks in June.
She was.
Question. She was, not anymore. The thing is so important about what Katie said about being consistent. Like, yes, I mean, but you got to remember, like, when you start getting in people like, oh, only got 100 people who downloaded and listened to my show or my podcast or whatever. That's 100 people. Like, if you stood in front of those people, that would be a lot of people. Like, you'd be nervous. And so, it's all relative. And one of my favorite live streamers, and who I go to and look for examples of outdo community. That's another thing is look what other people are doing to drive traffic to their show. I'm a big fan of repurposing, and that's why I love Ecamm. Not repurposing, but multi-streaming. It lets you go multiple places at once, and I can pull in comments and tell where people are coming from, YouTube or Facebook or whatever. And that's, for me, has helped me grow my show because people can watch where they want. The big thing, and this is from my friend Lou Mangello from Momentum, and he has his community is amazing. He live streams every Wednesday. He gets 500 viewers, which I would, most live streamers would kill for in today's day and age. But one of the things from his Momentum conference, he gives these little challenge coins, and in it, you can't read it, I'll read it to you, but it says, it's from Walt Disney. It says, the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. So that's it. I know we all want to get more people. We need to do, we want to have all our plans in place. It'll never be perfect. It'll never be the right time. We need to stop talking and begin doing, just like Walt Disney said. And that is the best way to grow and get people to watch your live stream.
Love that. Awesome stuff. Thank you, Jeff. Well, I'm just aware of time. I think we need to finish there. But Tonia, let us all know, how can we follow you? And you've already mentioned your Instagram. What was your Instagram again?
So you can see my name on the screen. My Instagram is actually Tonia M. Miller. And my Facebook is just Tonia Miller. And, I don't even know how to give my Facebook, but that's okay. Instagram is where I spend most of my time. So that's how you can follow me.
Awesome. Thanks, Tonia. And Jeff, you've obviously got your website, jeffsieh.com, but tell us a little bit more. You probably best spelling your last name as well.
Oh, yes. So anybody can find me out across the socials at Jeff Sieh, and it's spelled S as in Sam, I-E-H. That's I before E, especially in C, just like my mama made me memorize it. So I'd love to chat with you. Send me a DM, ask me any questions. I'd be more than happy to answer anything that we cover today. Awesome.
Thanks, Jeff. And Katie.
Hi, guys. So, you can follow me, Katy Simpson, on all the places, and I have a free Facebook group as well, the Live Video and Podcasting Success Hub. So it'd be great to see you in there.
That would be awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Just a reminder before we go, if you want to enter to win these amazing prizes to celebrate the 200th episode and also the 4th anniversary, go to confident.live/giveaway. That's confident.live/giveaway. And I will be back with some more shows over the next month. But I'll be also showing a few changes, a few different things as well. Emily saying, thanks so much, Katie, but Jeff needs a total spanking. Andrew says, awesome. And Melissa says, thank you all. That is it. So, that's the wrong one. Let's go to that one over there. Well, thank you. Thanks, Tonia. Thanks, Jeff. Thank you, Katie. It's been great to see you. It's been awesome. Well, thank you. Right. It's and I'm hoping at this point that I do actually have the outro and I'm not about to play the intro, but we'll find out what happens. But until next time, I encourage you to level up your impact, authority, and profits through the power of Confident Live Video. See you soon.
Thanks for watching the Confident Live Marketing Show with Ian Anderson Gray.
Make sure you subscribe at iag.me/podcast so you can continue to level up your impact, authority, and profits through the power of live video.
And until next time,
Toodaloo.